The typical investor is a general partner that sources an investment opportunity, diligences that investment opportunity, negotiates preferred equity with that investment opportunity, and then invests and sits on the board. We add a very detailed scientific advisory board process, which, if you believe in the wisdom of crowds, we get 15 of the best cancer experts in the world to blindly score on a quarterly basis the opportunities they look at.
The nature of the selection process for Focus Fund that is so much more driven by a diverse knowledge base of people, sort of boots on the ground, in the front lines, seeing patients, seeing these different new compounds, and a lot more certainty about which roads look most promising, even at an early stage, I think is giving us confidence to make selections and make investments where others have pulled away because the traditional process was failing them.
Secondarily, we engage with the company on the clinical trial design. Should you go after breast cancer or ovarian cancer? And that type of design is really, really critical. Then and only then, after those two steps, does it come over to me and the general partner.
When we're starting to think about negotiating terms as part of our deals with our companies, we look at all of the ways that the fund is going to get a return. Not only doing well with the science and helping patients, but also getting a financial return for our limited partners. So when we're building our models, we look at the equity pieces that we're going to take in the company, how might that appreciate over time, as well as the downstream economics that we negotiate. And we run all of those through a financial model and come up with what we think is the present value of that investment today.
We take a very differentiated approach, not only with preferred equity, but downstream economics. And interestingly enough, that puts us on the same side of the table as the company, because they know if we have a small royalty, we are motivated to get that drug to market and to get that drug into patients.
So we know if we make the investment, that trial's going. There's no delay. The obstacles are being sort of minimized to accelerate that trial happening so we can get the answer.
Final thing is we have the patients that are baked into the phase 1 center at MD Anderson, and then cohort expansion sites both in New Orleans at the Ochsner phase 1 Precision Center and LSU Feist-Weiler in Shreveport. And we've cohort expanded to all of those. So we're really excited about this model, but you can see it's just very differentiated from a typical venture firm.
And that's where the Cancer Focus Fund comes in. It helps provide the funding to some of the best science out there to give the best fighting chance to these companies to develop an asset that will save lives.